Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of DC updates for you today. Mainly the Suicide Squad, a little bit of Peacemaker, and of course Zack Snyder's Justice League for you right now. Let's get right into it. The first topic, however, is not DC or Justice League or Zack Snyder-ish. It's actually Sonic 2. Jeff Fowler says, "That's a wrap in Vancouver. Thank you to all the amazing cast and crew in this city. So much incredible talent helping make Sonic 2 Movie 2 truly special. And spoiler alert, epic." So that's the director, Jeff Fowler, announcing the end of Sonic Movie 2, finishing. That was a wrap. I like the look of the mushrooms in the background, but it's really cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first Sonic movie. Looking forward to the Sonic movie 2. I think my kids are also looking forward to the Sonic movie 2. I had a fun time with the first one. And I gotta say, when you think about it in terms of best video game movies out there, you know, there's always going to be my Mortal Kombat. But Sonic was actually quite good. It was quite good. So, looking forward to the next one. All right, let's move on into some superhero goodness. Superman and Lois, right? So if you haven't had time, there are I think it was like 5 episodes. All of them are on HBO Max. I caught up with all of them. I really believe this is a good show. Better than the CW. I know this is on CW, but better on the regular CW. Like, this is like outside of the CW in a way, and it's very well done. So this is a small little trailer, a sneak peek onto the next episodes that will return this Tuesday, next week Tuesday at 9/8 Central. So looks like they'll have to deal with Jonathan actually, actually getting powers now. Getting full-blown powers, his eyes, and then he actually punches a wall, so his strength. There's something here. Were all these people. Look at that. So I'm thinking there's multiple soups here, characters, multiple Kryptonians, I would say. So I'm thinking this is probably, and he's in the black suit. This is probably the other Earth, the one that Lex Luthor came from, right? And so he's probably telling the story to Lois, who was his, Lois was his girlfriend or wife, something like that. On the other Earth. So yeah, that's Evil Soups, that's for sure. That's the Crisis suit, which I didn't really quite like. I think it would have been better if they upgraded the suit that he has now, his current suit, and made that black suit, a version of it. But yeah, they probably paid a lot of money for this suit, so it's gonna be, and they had the other, the old, what do you call it, the Silver Age suit, and so they wouldn't have time or money to spend on the black suit. But looks interesting. Looking forward to it, seeing what needs to be accomplished now. And, it's always great to see these boys together. They are really well done. Like, they are really well acted in this movie, in this series. I'm going to say movie because it looks like a movie sometimes. And so the relationship is awesome. And so it's great to see this. But yeah, looking forward to the next Superman and Lois returning Tuesday. Like I said, this is absolutely better than any of the CW. Like, all that. Nah, Superman and Lois is really good. So, all right, let's move on. Peacemaker, James Gunn, thanking HBO Max. "I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the folks at HBO Max. Their humanity and support of my creative vision on the Peacemaker show, despite numerous obstacles along the way, is beyond compare. I only pray that the cast, crew, and I are equally good partners." This is in response to a blog from the DCU Direct, saying director James Gunn, who's currently helming the Peacemaker series with HBO Max, says that he'd do another show with the streaming service in a heartbeat. So, obviously, once again, James Gunn touting, saying that he has absolutely 100% creative vision over his work here, which is very interesting in terms of Warner Brothers. But looks like they're putting a lot of faith into James Gunn. And just to reemphasize that the Suicide Squad has officially been given its R rating for strong violence and gore, language throughout, some sexual references, drug use, and brief graphic nudity. All right, so basically it's rated R. So this is not, I mean, just look at the Red Band trailer. Yeah, it's rated R. It's heavily rated R. So they'll definitely have that. It's gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy, but if Kevin Feige let him do rated R, that's probably how it's gonna go. And then there was a question he answered on, I think this is on Instagram, and it says someone asked how many characters are gonna die in the Suicide Squad, and he said almost all of them. Almost all of them. So I guess we're not going to have sequels. or at least very few characters are going to make it to the sequel. Almost all of them. That's quite an undertaking. Almost all of them. Okay, so who's going to make it? I don't know. Maybe Peacemaker. Peacemaker is a series prequel to the thing. Maybe he doesn't even make it in the Suicide Squad. So there's definitely something to be... could be compelling and interesting in terms of Suicide Squad because they really live up to the name, the Suicide Squad. Who will live? Who will die? I guess we'll find out in August. And Eric Davis collected a few dates for fans of James Gunn here. DC and Marvel updates because James Gunn's doing both. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 starts filming end of 2021. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 takes place after Thor Love and Thunder. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special is canon and is set between Thor, Lord... Really? Okay, well, that's interesting. And Peacemaker series due out in January of 2022. Gunn teased two other DC properties he loves. So, what are those DC properties? I don't know. Who knows what they are? But he definitely is going to get more DC movies after this, or even series. And that's something that later on we'll find out. In fact, even Peacemaker, he revealed that there's going to be a second season, and he's actually saving some DC characters for the second season. So there is definitely more coming out from him, definitely more Peacemaker to go. For James Gunn, and as we've heard, Margot Robbie as well. So there you have it. All right. Well, let's get into another Suicide Squad, if you will. Zack Snyder Suicide Squad, Army of the Dead. So tomorrow, unlock the first. Let me see if I can play this. Unlock the first 15 minutes of Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead tomorrow, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 a.m. my time, so I'll be awake to react to 15 minutes. I was thinking, should I wait? But I was like, no, I can't. I can't wait. I gotta watch it. So I'll get to see 15 minutes of it, and then I'll get to actually see 15 minutes in the theaters. Now, I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of changes in those first 15 minutes. Kind of like Wonder Woman 1984, where I think there were some differences in the first... the opening sequence to the one they revealed and to one the actual movie put out. So I don't know. But people were talking about the opening of Army of the Dead being the most incredible thing they've ever seen, or topping Watchmen. So I'm really curious to see what that may be for Army of the Dead. So unlock the vault in the first 15 minutes of Army of the Dead. All right. Continue on with the Zack Snyder legacy here. Kirsten. From, I think she's from, let me see where she's from. The Independent? The Insider. This is Insider. Okay, so, she said Warner Brothers, how do you get that away? Warner Brothers, they've been pretty clear they're not interested in Zack's take on the DC Universe. I couldn't speak with Zack Snyder and not ask him about restoring the Snyderverse and what Army of the Dead means for any superhero work moving forward. So this is a little clip that she posted on Twitter. So here you have it. Let me see if we get all the audio, and here we go.
Do you feel like you've left the superhero genre behind now? Are you done with it, and is this your baby now? I know that your fans are so passionate about restoring the Snyderverse, but is that something that would even make you happy at this point? Like, there just seems to be some bad blood there. So what?
I mean, the truth is that Warner Brothers, they've been pretty clear, I think, with this sort of the concept that like they're not interested in Zack Snyder take on the DC universe. That's conjecture. That's me just that they say that directly. So, but of course, they also said that they had no interest and/or were never going to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League. So that's But do I love those characters and do I love that world? Yes. I don't know how to necessarily continue in that world, but I do love those guys. And by the way, those are my good friends who play those parts. So it's a little bit. I don't want to say it's sad, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And so, yeah, I mean, he's not like totally throwing away superhero genre. He's just saying that, I don't know how I would continue with that. So, in the meantime, let's do some other stuff, right? Let's do some other stuff, right? So Army of the Dead, he's done that. He's moving on to other projects in the meantime. Yeah, so I don't think Restore the Snyderverse is totally closed. It's just in the meantime, they might as well work on something. And look where he's at. So this is interesting. That in the background, and when in full motion, when you watch this entire interview, and the link is right there, that's the volume. What is the volume? That's the technology that were used for the Mandalorian. ILM, right? They have the panels and behind and everything, and that's where he's at right now. He tested it with his son, right, Eli, and now he's there doing an interview with what looks like Army of the Dead in the background, right? He's in Las Vegas, but he's actually there in that type of sense. And so I'm like, oh, that is interesting. Why is he there? What's he working on, right? What is he doing over there, And so I don't know if this is in regards to Army of the Dead. Maybe this is his Army of the Dead, another Army of the Dead project he's working on right now. Or, remember he said that Horse Latitudes is put on the back burner. He's putting it on the back burner. He's not, not right now. But he's going to be working on another project right now. He's doing something right now, and it's pretty crazy. And so I'm thinking, he's utilizing this new volume technology, the volume, right? And he's like imagining what he could work with it and utilizing, able to tell his stories through using that type of technology with maybe his dream lens as well. I don't know. But I would imagine that when he wants to do this, it will be something that is particularly a place that you don't actually have to physically go to, right? So I'm like, this has got to be, maybe, unless he had other things in his mind, because, it's so much stuff in his mind, original sci-fi. That original sci-fi that he's working on, maybe he's testing out the volume to utilize this technology in a way. Imagine going to worlds, just like the Mandalorian. I mean, it's hard to not imagine that. It's pretty much the Mandalorian, right? But Zack Snyder's involved in that, right? Not the Mandalorian, but like a story, a sci-fi, original sci-fi, or some type of story utilizing the volume technology to do that. And I think that's pretty cool. So it's great to see him actually and kind of just showing it off in this one interview, seeing the Army of the Dead, background in, to utilize it. Or it could be part of the Army of the Dead, and it's not a new project, but I just can't, I keep thinking back to his words when he told Screen Rant, I think it was Screen Rant, that he's not only, because the Horse Latitudes is on a back burner right now because, South America, the COVID and everything. So he's like, well, I'm working on something else, and it's pretty crazy. So I'm like, this has got to be something. This has got to be that something, and he's right there working on it right now. So, wow. I can't wait. So it may not be too long until we get to see some updates in regards to what exactly is this new project he's working on. Well, at least I hope, crossing all fingers and toes. Okay, but you want to know about Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this Variety put out this VIP, and I don't know if they already did this. I don't think so. I think this is an update to a real good. This is a share of stream. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit more. Oh, here we go. Share of streams relative to top 100 most watched movies among 2 million US Real Good users during the opening weekend. So on the top of that, topped it off, Mortal Kombat did very well, 8.9% opening weekend share of Real Good streaming. Right below is Godzilla vs. Kong, 8.1%. The Little Thing, 7.4%. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 6.3%. And Wonder Woman 1984, 4.8%. So it did better than Wonder Woman 1984, Zack Snyder's Justice League, 6.3%, as opposed to 4.8%. It did better than Judas and Black Messiah, The Witches, and all these other movies, Tom and Jerry. But The Little Things, that's amazing, right? What does The Little Things and Zack Snyder's Justice League have in common? Jared Leto! It seems like people love Jared Leto. Not that he was the one that brought it up to 6.3, not that at all. I'm just saying that it's kind of interesting that Jared Leto was in the Little Things. Now, the interesting about this is that this did not have a same-day premiere. It did not have the Zack Snyder's Justice League did not have the marketing, did not have the push as a same-day movie premiere. Yet, and even with 4 hours, it was able to beat Wonder Woman 1984 and be in the category of this other same-day movie premieres. It's in the category of same-day movie premieres. So I take that as a win, because out of all these movies right here, what is an original Max original film? Which one is the Max original film in the top categories here? That's right, Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's an original film. All these are Warner Brothers blockbuster films, and look, it's right in the same category. So I take that as an absolute win in regards to this Real Good news thing. And this one I already talked about, but people keep asking me, like, why aren't you covering this? And I'm like, I did like 3 days ago. Okay, it may not have been the headline, but I guess that's why today I'm just going to put it in the headline to make you know that I see it, and I covered it, but I did cover this 3 days ago. The Snyder Cut has officially grossed 250 million views in 5 days over Migu platform in China, making it the most watched superhero movie of all time for the streaming platform, beating Avengers Endgame, which was only 240 million at the time. Of course, by now, it probably crossed like 300 million, I don't know, at this moment in time. But there you have it, all right? It's huge. It beat Endgame. But like I said, the numbers doesn't matter to these Warner Brothers. It's personal. They just don't want it at all. Whether it's successful or not, they don't want it at all. But hopefully with some changes in the execs, that could change. And just to point across how big this movie is. This official film chart of top 10 in UK, digital download in UK for the third week in a row. Which is number one? That's right. Zack Snyder's Justice League is still number one on the chart of top 10 chart for digital download in the UK. Still topping Wonder Woman 1984 and all the other movies after that. So it's still number one for the third week in a row. Absolutely, like I said, it's absolutely a success. It's not about how successful it is anymore. It's just Warner Brothers is holding a grudge. It's just they're holding a grudge. It's not, you know how it says, don't take it personally. It's just business. They're the opposite. We'll take it personally and not the business. They're the opposite right now. So it doesn't matter what the numbers say anymore. We all know it's absolutely the best. They know it's absolutely awesome. It's just that some execs just can't take whatever is in their buttholes out and actually working for their company and in order to make money, right? They're taking it personally. So that's the unfortunate situation of all this. And that's why, for now, Deborah Snyder says there's, it sounds like it feels like a closure, at least for us, for that during that time. We'll see what the future holds. Zack Snyder, we'll see what the future holds. But at this time, the same team that greenlit the Snyder Cut, the ones who shepherd the Snyder Cut, Bob Greensblatt, Kevin Riley, they're gone. They've been taken over by Toby Emmerich. So they don't have a say in any of this right now. So unfortunately, the original crew that greenlit this, Warner Max, if you will, is gone. And now we have Toby Emmerich involved. So until they are gone, we're probably not going to see the Snyderverse for a while. But we'll keep pushing. We'll keep pushing. We won't let them forget about it. How's that? All right. Well, let's get into the members' comments and questions. Like I said, if you want me to read your members and comments or questions, please join as a member down below. Also, I forgot to promote, I got more t-shirts down on the bottom as well. Some cool t-shirts, so please, I'm going to link another one in the I'm going to pin it as a comment, so please go check it out. But here we go with the members' comments and questions. Amparo, you have to add tumblers to your merchandise. I gotta check out the store. I wonder if they have tumblers. But thank you. What was said about Gal? What was said about Gal? What was said about Gal? Did I say something about Gal in the last video? It's worth noting that Gunn made sure to give Drax some very emotional moments with Mantis in Guardians 2. In the end, Gunn handled Drax, and while we're at it, Star-Lord far better than the writers of Infinity War and Endgame. And if he's done with Guardians 3, Bautista feels he can't trust anyone else to handle the character. To reassure everyone in the filmmaker terminology, a body double is a stand-in for the actual actor when they're setting up the scene. So if it is for the scene in Superman in the Black Adam film, it looks like a behind-the-scenes thing. Nothing more. Faith Chris Flaith. The precedent has already been set in the comic books as Calvin Ellis, aka Kal-El, and Val-Zod. Zack expressing his big support for J.J. Abrams, by the way, reminds one of their epic interactions in the past. So again, I feel confident JJ is involved in this, in part to ensure it's a complete separate thing from DCU, much like Joker. In the meantime, for the DCU proper, cue his JL Dark, assuming of course Pierce Brosnan is his Dr. Fate too. Gulp. Closure? Legendary said, we'll give you extra money. And we said, no. Okay, this is historic. Filmmakers turning down more money? Gotta say, Deb's comment on Atlantic City having a lot of vacant casinos is a sad thing to read. Atlantic City is one of the iconic vacation cities in America and was a direct inspiration for the street names in Monopoly. It's sad to read an implication that it's far from its heyday. Oh, I didn't know it was an inspiration for street names in Monopoly. That's cool. Frank Dabrowski, Chris, nice article about Deborah Snyder. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I just ordered your Godzilla vs. Kong design yesterday. Well, thank you, Frank Dabrowski. I truly appreciate it. Can't wait to receive it. Superb show as always. Stay gritty, healthy, hopeful, and strong. Thank you very much, Frank. Geekhaven Jan 86 just ordered my insane shirt. That would be insane. Hashtag thank you so much, Geekhaven Jan 86. You're the man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting the shirt. I'm going to let my wife know. She's going to be super stoked. This breaks my heart to hear Deborah basically throw in the towel. But if the fans are loud enough, there's still a chance. Restore Snyderverse, make the Batflick movie. I stand with Ray Fisher, Zach P. Yeah, I don't know if it's truly throwing the towel. I felt like it's something like it's a closure to the situation from before. Closure to 2017. Because that was so open-ended, so I feel like that's what she meant by, I didn't really explain it clearly, but yeah, I feel like she meant like it was a closure to that horrible time back then. So what the future holds, we don't know. At this point in time, they're going to keep making films until there's something happens, but at least they have a feeling of closure to the trauma and tragedies that happened in 2017. I think that's what she meant. I agree with Bautista. Drax was a complete joke in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones? I wish it was. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The whole movie felt like a parody overall. Yeah, totally underutilized, and I wish Drax had a better story, like Bautista said. I think it would have paid off more for his character in that sense. So at least to me, and seemingly to Dave Bautista as well. So yeah. All right. Well, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, grab a t-shirt down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.